Hey guys, thanks for tuning into another makeup tutorial. This one is all about J-Lo and her look for the 84th Annual Academy Awards. So I hope you guys love it and learn some helpful tips along the way. Thanks so much for tuning in. Alright, so first step, I am blending in L'Oreal's True Match foundation into my skin using a stippling brush. Next, I am adding my maroon cream foundation in a lighter shade, and I'm going to use this as a highlight to highlight my cheeks. Now I'm using a beauty blender. I'm using a beauty blender sponge to stipple this kind of into the skin, just kind of trying to work it into my skin. Cream foundations are great for working in a highlight because they have this kind of a skin-like finish, especially if they're blended well into the skin. So I found that you can opt out for concealer and just use a foundation, a cream foundation shade that is a little bit lighter than your skin tone, and you can do the same for contouring. And you'll see this in a lot of my videos that I will use a cream foundation to do highlighting and contouring. So now I am packing on MAC's Orb Shadow, which is kind of a satin whitish pink shadow shade, and you can use something similar if you don't have this exact shade. It'll be just fine. And just packing that onto the lid to with an Eco Tools brush. And these brushes are so inexpensive. You can get them at Target. Yes, I said Target. Or you can actually get them at Walmart or Walgreens. They're available in all kinds of stores in that kind of price point. I think you can even order them online as well if you're an online beauty shopper. So I'm just going over and adding more color. Alright, so next up I'm adding Urban Decay's Buck into my crease for something warm to blend in the deeper color into. So I'm taking this and kind of working it in the crease of my eye. I'm bringing it all the way inward to the inner corner of the eye as well for some more kind of contouring effect there. And I'm using a Sonia Cushions brush. Now I'm going in with Urban Decay's Dark Horse, and I am taking that into the crease. J-Lo really had her inner corners were really focused on, so I'm definitely doing my best to recreate that by going really adding more color by adding more color into this crease inner corner area here as well. And just working the product. This Sonia Cushions brush is really great for this because it's so tapered and it has kind of a really nice shape to it that it really allows you to really get into the crease and those corners like I'm doing here. So definitely worth the investment, and it's on the lower price end, so that's good too. Now I'm taking the Urban Decay, this is the Vanilla, and I'm actually working it under the brow bone as a highlight. Now I'm going back in with some of the Sin, and I'm just going to highlight the arc of the brow with that color. So it's a little bit more of a shimmery shade, going to draw a little bit more attention and make that arc stand out a little bit more. And working in the brows with a brown match shadow. Just something kind of overdrawing my brows just a little bit because JLo's brows are a little bit heavier and fuller than mine, so I'm definitely going to try and compensate for that. But using just a matte shadow and an angled shadow brush, so nothing, too difficult here. But you definitely, just want to do light feather-like strokes to make it look as natural as you possibly can. So I'm going to line my eyes with Clinique's gel liner in True Black. And her liner was slightly winged out, so I'm kind of starting from the middle just above the pupil and winging it out there at the outer corner. And I'm just being sure to get as close to the lash line as I can. So I'm taking the same color that we worked into the crease, the Urban Decay's Dark Horse, and bringing that under the lower lash line using a pencil brush. Now I'm going over the contour or the highlight color with a lighter powder. You definitely don't want to undo the contour, so it's important that you use a powder shade that is similar. And then the same thing with the darker contour. I'm working Max Mineralized Skin Finish in Deep Dark over the darker contours along the jawline and the hollows of the cheeks. And I'm actually working the sin that we used underneath that the arc of the brow. I'm using that as a highlight on the bridge of the nose and on the tops of the cheeks. So remember, your products have multiple purposes, so you can definitely, take those shimmer colors and use those as highlights sometimes, just one way to get more bang for your buck. So working the contours on the sides of the nose. Now I'm doing the lips. So onto the lips. I am lining my lips with MAC Lip Liner in Stone. I know for a fact that JLo uses this color a lot. So now I'm going over that with MAC's Shy Girl. And I am smudging that in just a little bit. And then I'm going to pop on a little bit of gloss using Smashbox's Illumi lip gloss here to give it a little bit of that pop and shimmer and the infamous JLo glow. And see you next time. And all right, and we're done. Thanks so much for tuning in.